All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Good evening and a warm welcome to everyone watching at MESC Red Devils NCR. This is Delvin, and I have a very special guest with me today, Munawar Bhai. Munawar Bhai, first of all, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Last season, it was a recurring trend whenever AB Bhai and Munawar Bhai both used to come onto the stream. It's obvious that it is an FPL stream. And unfortunately, today AB Bhai isn't with us for some reason. But the FPL content will keep on coming, and that is why we have Munawar Bhai with us. Munawar Bhai, before we enter into the nitty-gritties of the game week and before we discuss all the important questions surrounding this game week, I would like all our viewers to know that the game week 3 deadline is at 11 o'clock tonight. So you have somewhere close to 6 hours to make any final changes or any last minute changes that you have in the side. Munawar Bhai, first of all, I would like to know what was your score in the previous game week? Your facial expression says that it wasn't a good game week for you. I just want to know what was the strategy that you went in for in the second game week? Did it work? And what was your final score in the game week?
Hello everybody. So last game week, it's the like I will say the worst start of my season as per now because I use my triple captain and it's like for me I always use my triple captain like for like second game week or third game week. So last week I used Salah as my triple captain. He scored goal, but because of FPL points, he also got the minus points of missing the penalty. And then I had Onana. Then, as everybody was trying to make Turner as a keeper, so I tried to turn. I kept Onana on bench, and I made Turner in my game, playing 11. But somehow they scored. It was against, I think it was some good team. It was there. They scored, and like it was a very it wasn't a disappointment because Onana because Spurs also scored 2 goals and Onana got 2 points and Turner also got 2 points. So it was not a it was okay for me. In defense, I had Istupinian and I had Gabriel. Gabriel is a big issue for now, and then I had Shaw. So it wasn't a good. Just Istupinian gave me the good points. And then in mid, I had Martinelli, Bruno Fernandes, Eze, and this guy, what his name? Three, four mids. Bruno, uh, and then forward I had Salah. Forward I had Haaland, Watkins, and João Pedro. So it was not a good for me because João Pedro was on bench, and it was okay. It was very not a good game week, but I was expecting some goals by Salah, like 2 goals or one assist, but it didn't came on point. So it was okay. Okay, I got below average point after using TC also, so it wasn't a good week.
I mean, similar story to mine, but only difference is I scored 51. I guess yeah, I scored 51 points in my game week. I had Mbomo in my side, so Mbomo and Estupinian were the chief point getters for me. Rashford, Bruno, double United failed. Andre Onana was unable to keep a clean sheet. Haaland blanked. Watkins did get a return in his second continuous game. He got an assist. But yeah, overall, even I expected a 60-65 point game week as I spoke with AB Bhai in the stream last week, but fell a little short because even Haaland blanked as captain against Newcastle. He did not have any attacking returns in that game. It's very interesting that you spoke about United because there's a lot of news circulating in United currently. So first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. That is the Luke Shaw injury. Late last night, On Steam came out with a report saying that Shaw suffered a muscular injury, which means that he's set for a spell on the sidelines for a matter of weeks. It's not a short-term injury. It seems to be a pretty bad injury, which means that United is going to suffer. England is going to suffer because of the Euro qualifiers that will be happening in the upcoming international break. With all that aside, our focus currently right now is purely on an FPL basis. How much of a setback is this Luke Shaw injury? Because entering into the FPL season, Luke Shaw was among one of the highest transferred in defenders in the first 2 game weeks, and with him being out for a considerable time, do you think that puts an obstacle or a hurdle in planning your FPL squads for the next 5 weeks at least?
Like if you're a United fan, you have already seen like Shaw had put a good ball to the Bruno, and Bruno missed the clear header. So there were absolutely points from Shaw, and it was like having Shaw in your team was like you can get assists at any time. And like now, United have next game with NFO, and it was sure shot they might have a clean sheet, and like they might get a good like and there were chances from Shaw to get assists, but now it's like it's now because now if you transfer Gab, if you transfer Shaw, then you need to bench it. If you have already used your game week, because if you already use your free transfer, then like it's important to bench him for one game week, and then next game week you can sell him. But next game week also it's like after game week 4 it is international break, so you need to hold on your transfer if there might be any injuries due to the international game. So now Shaw injury is a very big disappointment for the FPL teams, FPL managers who have Shaw in their team. So now they have to wait for it, or like they can wait for it, or they can sell it now or take some minus point and they can get a better option like from Chelsea or from City.
Yeah, I mean it is a setback, and yeah, unfortunately the only way right now. Maybe if you have a free transfer, you can use that. But if at all you do end up losing using both of your free transfers, then maybe a hit seems like the most realistic option. Boyan Zupac with a question. Boyan, first of all, welcome to the stream. Is Madison injured? So Boyan, after the Spurs game, Madison was spotted with a protective boot around his right foot. I guess I think he does have an injury concern. While it's not expected to be very serious, it in all likelihood looks like he could potentially miss the third game week. It's for now the extent of the injury is unknown. All we do know that there is a slight knock that he has to contend with, and he could be out for at least one game. That is Spurs' next game. Apart from that, there is no further news on the Madison injury side, but this is what we know. Speaking about injuries further, now in the last 2 3 days, there has been a flurry of news regarding one of the most key FPL assets of the recent 5 years, and that is Mo Salah. You must be very well aware of the transfer news that is surrounding that. Al Ittihad have put in a huge offer for Mo Salah, and it seems like Mo Salah is more or less tempted, if not ready, to join Al Ittihad. So, from an FPL point of view, on the off chance that the Mo Salah deal does go through, do you think that this is a huge blow for FPL managers? Do you think Salah's potential departure makes FPL much more simpler, or does it make FPL much more harder?
First, I'd like to answer this Bojan question. We need to wait for PC of the manager, which is like around 6:30 or 7. So like around 7:30, we will get the news about Madison, like it's starting or is not. And for Salah, if Salah goes, then it doesn't like he was the prince of the FPL. He was the king of the FPL before Haaland came. But last season Haaland came. Haaland took all these images, all the this pressure on like Salah went away like when Haaland came. We had Kane also with him. So now Salah, if Salah goes, then is that the Liverpool might have a like very great. It will affect on Liverpool team, but as per FPL, it won't affect because there is Jota who's scoring goals. There is Luis Diaz who is scoring goals. So if Salah goes, then that doesn't a big problem for FPL manager, as per me, because we have so many other options for Liverpool team if you're looking for Liverpool assets.
Yeah, I also don't feel that the move is pretty likely to happen. I feel that Salah will stay this season at least. Not very sure about the next season, but for now, I do see Salah staying. So not much of a problem. Also because of the fact that I do not have Salah in my FPL draft. So continuing on United now, it's been two straight game weeks that a lot of managers have had double United players, and most of the time it is either Rashford or Fernandes, and both of them. Now, this is two straight game weeks that both United players have blanked. All right. Now, part of me understands why there will be a lot of players that will be transferring out either Ashford or Bruno this game week. I am one of the managers who believes that I'd hold them for another game. Why? Because the underlying numbers of both of them have been very, very good. They've had good underlying numbers. It's just a matter of the chances that are not being taken. Yes, United are bad, but United have been creating a lot of chances which could and should have been scored in the first two games. So, do you which side of the coin are you on, Munawar bhai? Do you believe in transferring out either one or both of the United players that you have, or maybe just hold on for another game week, considering the fact that they do play Nottingham Forest, and if in that game week they do blank, then obviously ahead of the Arsenal game you can go ahead and make your changes.
I had made a huge mistake. Like I had already transferred Bruno on Monday, and I bought Mbappe. So it's now after like on Monday I did the transfer, and on Tuesday we got the report of Mount injury. Like he is out for 4 to 5 weeks. So now we will see Bruno playing as number 10. Like his old days, he will come back to his old position. And there are lots of chances he will create. And there are chances that he will give you points. So for now, you can hold. Uh, I will suggest like you can hold at least one player, not both. I will not suggest you keep both the players. Like at least keep one. You can keep Rashi or you can keep Bruno. But keeping both of them is like a very tough decision for you because now it is NFO. After NFO, they will have Arsenal, and after Arsenal, they have an international break. So it's like you can keep any of one if you want to keep, but holding both of them is not a good choice for your further game weeks.
Yeah, I would still hold on to both because both of them have been proven FPL players and they have delivered and it does not mean that just because United are in a poor run of form right now, it is going to continue for the foreseeable future. Coming on to some other players now, last week there was a huge shock for all Joao Pedro owners when it came to be known that Joao Pedro was benched and he came and Deserve came in a press conference saying that his off the ball work still needs still off the ball work still has to improve a lot before he can well and truly stake a claim. However, while a lot of managers have gone ahead and sold Joao Pedro, for the managers that do have him still, there is a ray of hope because it has emerged that Julio Enciso, who's been playing as number 10, has apparently picked up an injury and could be facing a spell on the sideline. So, you were one of the managers who did transfer out Joao Pedro. So, do you think that for the managers who do have Joao Pedro, that's me including, do you keep him because of the Enciso injury, or do you still go ahead and look for a replacement for him?
If you have Jao Pedro, you can keep him. But after game week 3, after next game week, they have Brighton have very tough pictures. Like they face Man United, they face Man City, they face Liverpool, they face Arsenal. So like they will facing top four in the next September month. So they like after seeing the two game weeks, it's like March and Mitoma are scoring and mostly Estupinian is giving assists. And last game, Asensio gave two assists, and then he was bench out. He was there on the field, and Joao Pedro was also there on the field. So now as per the news, he's injured for like 4 to 5 weeks. That means he will out till October. So it's better you can hold with Joao Pedro. You can give one chance or another two game week. After game week 5, if you want, you can sell him and you can bring Jackson or another ST if you want. Because why I bought Jackson because I didn't know about the Essential injury. So I went and took a hit for Jackson because Chelsea have a very good fixtures runner. So very good fixtures. So there is a hope after seeing the game of with West Ham that there is some hope that Jackson will score. But now let's see.
So, sticking on the midfield, we've had few midfielders who had good performances. So, Luis Diaz, one of them. Then there is Mitoma, who's been doing good. Brighton have been doing good as a team overall as well. So, there is Mitoma, there is Luis Diaz, there is Solly March, and then there are the likes of Mbomo, Eze, all these guys who fall in a similar price tag of 6.5 to 7 million. Now, a lot of them do have some of them, but do you think it is time to get someone like a Mitoma or a March instead of, say, Kai Havertz or Martinelli? Because Martinelli and Havertz have not really had the best of starts to the season, whereas Mitoma and March on the other hand have just gone ahead and, March has 3 goals in 2 games. Mitoma has a goal and a couple of assists in his first 2 games. So, do you think this is the right time to jump on the Brighton assets, or do you think maybe there is still time for them? Maybe there is still time, and maybe wait. Maybe it's a case of wait and see.
So, like you are telling, for like first I talk about Arsenal. If you see Arsenal, Kai Havertz is doesn't playing like he's not scoring goals. He's playing on number 10 role, but he doesn't like after 2 games we can only see Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka who are trying to go, who are trying to score. And after the news, also yesterday only the news came like Gabriel Jesus is back on training, so he might come from the bench. And like with Jesus, Martinelli is a very good assist. He always score and always give assist somehow. So it's like if and for Brighton, if you speak, Brighton will get a very tougher. Like now, Brighton will start getting tough uh, fixture. So you can hold with one Mitoma, you can hold, and March is like March was out of picture because no one was talking about March. Like because previously at the end of the season, March was mostly on the bench. So now suddenly the manager put him on the field and he's starting scoring. So like for me, if I will suggest you, you can hold with one Mitoma in your team or match with your team if you want to hold any Brighton player. And switching from with and for Arsenal, there the it's up to manager. Some love Odegaard, some love Martinelli. But now after seeing the penalty scenes, like Odegaard took the penalty, so
Against Palace.
Arteta also told like it was. I was also surprised how like Odegaard took the penalty and he scored. So it was like for on the paper it was Saka who was about to take the penalty, but I don't know what on the mind Saka went and gave the ball to the Odegaard. So we don't know. We need to see another 2 games. Like if they get a penalty, who is taking it? If Odegaard is again taking it, then the people might switch with Martinelli to Odegaard or Saka with Odegaard.
Fair enough. Signed by our City defense suggestions, I think the only logical suggestion I would give is Akanji, because for some reason or the other, Akanji always finds himself a very regular member of the playing 11, and Pep seems to like him as well. So I would suggest that if you do want to go for any City defender in particular, you might as well go for Akanji, because the rest all of them are rotation risks.
Walker is also a good option because Walker is Jao Cancelo. Rumors are there is going to Barcelona, and so Walker is also a good option. You can keep, or you can keep the new boy who has joined Guardiola. Is also good. You can keep him also. And like we are seeing back four, so after when the Champions League start, then there will be a rotation in the defense in the city. But for now, there are four members are fixed: Akanji, Luis Diaz, the new defender Guardiola, and Walker. These are the four I will say next 2 to 5 game weeks, 2 to 3 game weeks. They will this only defense they will play.
TL asks, will you take a -4 hit to change Salah and Garnacho to Foden and Sterling? Oh, that is a very interesting question. Short answer, yes. Uh, a little detail into it is to take a -4 Foden and Sterling, both for now look to be nailed on starters. Sterling definitely because of the favorable fixtures that Chelsea have, and while Sterling on a personal level still not good on form wise, but you can always all it takes is just one goal to change fortunes. And Sterling is the type of player who once starts scoring can go on a run of goal scoring form or could give those attacking returns. And the fact that he's a midfielder also helps. So I'd say yes, Garnacho shouldn't be in a lot of managers' starting 11s in FPL is concerned, because many reasons for that. He's young, he's still finding his way, he's not been a regular first team 11 player in the last season. Most of his appearances were off the bench. So it is very simple. He shouldn't have been in your starting 11 in the first place. So Salah and Garnacho to Foden and Sterling. Yes, Foden has played as the number 10. He played there in the Newcastle game. He played there in the Super Cup game as well. And I do not see that changing. So, but if at all, instead of Foden, if you want another option, you can always go for the 6.5 to 7 midfielder range. That is Mitoma if you don't have him, March if you don't have him, Mbomo if you don't have him. I'd still hold on Eze maybe. I would not jump on the Eze bandwagon just yet. If you want to go for Luis Diaz, you can obviously go. He is an option worth looking for as well. So these are the midfield options which you can go for instead of Foden if you do find it a little confusing. But yeah, -4 for from Salah and Garnacho to Foden and Sterling. Yes, do go for it. I would easily say Saliba or Chilwell. Munar bhai, what about this? Saliba or Chilwell? Obviously Chilwell for me, definitely because
Chilwell.
because there is no attacking output from Saliba. The assist that he got in the first game versus Forest also was very fortunate.
But you need to pray when you take Chilwell. You need to pray he doesn't get injured in the game. That's the important thing.
I think he's been managed very well compared to Reece James. I think Chilwell also has managed himself very well, also because he was taken off almost or at the 59th minute, I guess, in last game.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
last game,
He,
yeah.
because of
I think
because of that, he only scored 1 point.
yeah, so I think he's more or less being managed pretty well. Also, we need to understand that Chelsea do not have any European football, so which means
Yeah,
they will be playing most of the season one game per week, which gives the likes of Chilwell more time to rest and recover if at all they do have fatigue or tiredness or minor knocks as per se. So I would obviously hold on Chilwell. Saliba as a centre half, if you compare Saliba and Gabriel, then yes, Saliba is a much better option. Uh, I would obviously go for Saliba, but if you compare these two, then yes, Chilwell is the much better choice. Munawar, my personal question to you: James Ward-Prowse made his West Ham debut last week against Chelsea and started the season with 2 assists.
yeah,
Now, with West Ham's side more often than not a threat on set pieces, and with James Ward-Prowse automatically becoming their chief set piece taker throughout the course of the season. Do you think it is a very interesting option to have James Ward-Prowse in your side based on the performance in the first game, or do you just give it a couple of games to just see whether James Ward-Prowse return from the set piece aspect is much more consistent? Because we seen last year that a lot of people did have James Ward-Prowse in their side. He did give them points on a few instances with the set pieces, but more often than not, it was just a case of blanks. So, what are your
uh,
chances?
like mostly we have seen West Ham are scoring from corners mostly because they have very good defender like Zuma. They have good defenders who are there who score goals if they get a better set piece from the corner. And if you talk about FPL about JWP, so I think you need to see 1 or 2 more games, like how they are, like how everything is taking, how is the situation there, because there is Jared Bowen also used to take the set piece. So some if there is a shooting, if there is a range if the free kick is in the range, we need to see it who is taking. Is Bowen is taking or JWP is taking. So we need to wait 1 or 2 games for that. Then only you can decide you can go for JWP or not.
Signed by us, Enciso injured, Joao Pedro to start. For now, it looks pretty. It is 65-35 for Joao Pedro to start.
No, no, no.
Uh,
It's 100% he will start. He will play number
I
10
feel
role behind. He will play number 10 role behind Welbeck.
I feel it is 65-35 still Monarva because they Brighton do have a lot of attacking options despite Enciso being injured. There's the likes of Buonanotte who's yet to play. There is Simon Adingra as well who scored in the game against Luton. So not like Brighton do have a lack of options. Also, we need to for Ward-Prowse and for all the Brighton assets as well. We need to keep in mind that they will be playing European football also.
Yeah,
West Ham will be playing Europa League. Brighton also will be
Brighton
playing
will be
Europa
playing.
League. So there are a lot of things that you need to keep in mind before this. Let's talk about Ollie Watkins, Munawar bhai. He's had 2 returns, but both of them have been assists in the first 2 games. And also, he's not exactly found his shooting boots as of yet, as far as scoring goals are concerned. And I've seen a lot of drafts where Watkins has been the transfer that has been put out in place of, say, Nicholas Jackson or maybe, say, Johan Visa, for example. There are a lot of drafts who have taken Visa in as well. However, in the midweek Conference League qualifier, Watkins scored a hat trick against Hibernian. Now, do you think that is enough of a sample size to, for the managers that do have Watkins in their side to hold him for at least another game week, or do you think it is the right time to, sell him off?
Watkins is the underdog. You need to keep him in his team because he's the ST. He will score goals. People are taking out because of the penalty taker has been changed. Mostly the Aston Villa penalty was taken by Watkins, but now after seeing the first game and another and this playoff game also, Douglas Lewis took the penalty. But in the
Yes.
second game, we can say Douglas Lewis was taken. Watkins was subbed off, and the Douglas Lewis had taken the penalty. So and last game also against Everton, we saw the Watkins was sub, and the sub who came, he scored a goal. So people are mostly about to take him because of like they might go for Jackson or they might keep the Jao Pedro. So mostly I will suggest you need to keep the Watkins in your team. Definitely he will score goals or he will give us.
So Watkins is a hold for now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about Gabriel. The Gabriel situation seems to be on the head of every manager for the past 3 game weeks. I managed to avoid. I managed to avoid the loss by putting Konsa in instead of Gabriel. And thankfully, Konsa gave me a clean sheet last week. I'm going to keep Konsa again in my starting lineup. There is no way in God's green earth that I'm putting Gabriel once again in my starting 11. He's also dropped in price, which means that I might have to sell him at a loss. So, what do you think? Do you think it is the right time to sell, or just wait, or what exactly?
Like now Thomas like we have seen Timber has been injured and last Tomiyasu got a red card. For now Zenko will come into the field like as a right back for them. And in that system Gabriel and Saliba are their CB. If they will follow the old system, then Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko will play as their back four. So like now it was seeing Thomas Partey as CB was not a like he was playing a right back everywhere he was there. Thomas Partey in the defense. So it's like we need to wait. If you want to sell, you can sell him or you can bench him if you have a good player. But he has a good form against Fulham. He has scored 3 to 4 goals against Fulham. So people like mostly if you see on the Twitter, many managers are like they are holding him because of his good Fulham record, and mostly people are telling the new system has been break because of its Timber injury and Tomiyasu red card. So I think Ateta will go for the old system, and Gabriel might start. So it's a like
Also, also Tierney has been sold to Sociedad as well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So there are chances he might go to the back old system he was playing back for, or we don't know what to do. Let's
fair
see.
enough.
We can wait, or if you want to sell, mostly people will bench. Mostly people have already sold him after seeing the Saliba, and like now, like game week one, it was now don't know what it was not in my like बोलते ना किस्मत में नहीं था. I just missed the rumors and I was like at 10:50 I closed my mobile. I was like all the leaks are done. But on 10:55 my great friend came and he was like Saliba out and Gabriel out and Saliba in. So it was like for 10 minutes I just kept my mobile and it was like a big disaster for me.
Unfortunately, the people who told this news purposely held the information until the deadline and then gave me the news that Gabriel was not going to play in the first game week. So that was a problem. Sagar has a very interesting question. He says that this is his first season playing FPL. Welcome to the group, buddy. First of all the best. This FPL game is going to take you on a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Had 3 injured players by this game week, so I had to use my wildcard and make some changes. How do you think using wildcard so early in the season will impact me? First of all, Sagar, a couple of questions to you. Did you use both your free transfers before the injuries, or did you still have them? Because if you did have them and you still use the wild card, then it is a slight problem, because you could have taken a hit of -4 instead of using a wild card so early in the season. However, if you have already used your free transfers and then you've got injuries, a wild card makes perfect sense, because there is no point in taking a -8 or a -12 hit so early in the season. So if you had used your free transfers and then used the wildcard, then it does not make a difference because this is a situation that is personally unavoidable and you had to use the wildcard. So it will not exactly impact you. There is not much of an impact even if you use the wildcard so early in the season. There have been many instances in the past where I have used the wildcard as early as the second or third game week. So it is not exactly much of a problem. However, uh, just make sure that the players that you have bought in are nailed on starters, are nailed on proven FPL players. Few tricks and tips for you if you're starting a first season. Make sure that they are permanent FPL, permanent starters. Make sure that most of the players that you have do have set piece duties like free kicks or penalties, for example. It helps you get additional points. Also, more often than not, go on your gut. Do not do take advice from YouTube channels like ours or any other FPL channels that you follow. But at the end, the decision should be yours. And last but not the least, do not be too loyal to your club side in FPL because at the end of the day, FPL is all about points. So if you do support a particular team and the players that you have of that team are not giving you points, uh, if you do feel that selling them is the right option, go ahead and do sell them. Do not play FPL with your heart. Play it with your mind. That is all I have to say. So, Munawar bhai, few more questions. I think. Do you think Destiny Udogi is a good choice for FPL? He's a starting right.
Udogi.
He has been
Udogi for
starting.
Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah, Udogi. He has been starting for Spurs. He has got a clean sheet. He did very well against United. He managed to hold his flank well. I think even against Brentford, he had a decent game. Although the goals were not scored from his side. Uh, so, do you think Udogi is a good option? He is 4.5. Seems to have a starting role in the side as well, and Postecoglou somehow rates him very well. So, do you think that Udogi is a good option for maybe, especially when you're trying to get rid of someone like a Gabriel, who has gone down in price from 5 to 4.9, and especially with a defender at 4.5 of Udogi's quality, who is playing well too? Do you think that this is the right move if you're trying to get rid of someone like a Gabriel?
That's the right move you can take Udogi because he had a big chance against United. He was about to score, but somehow the it shot ball blocked by the woodwork. He was about to score a goal. He was good. He was
Is it
everywhere.
wasn't
Yeah.
that Pedro Porro,
No,
or was that
it wasn't Pedro Porro. It was Udogi.
the first shot which hit the crossbar?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
that was
It was
Pedro
Udogi.
Porro. That
No,
was
no,
Pedro
Udogi.
Porro.
I think it was
Udogi was
Udogi.
the I think Udogi was the second one who put in the cross which hit Shaw and then went to hit the post. I think that is Udogi, but the first shot which hit the crossbar, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure
might
that
be
that was Pedro
confusing
Porro.
between two of them, but it was somehow he was about to score a goal or he was about to give a good assist. And as per you seeing the Spurs fixtures for the next 3 to 4 5 weeks, is a good option to keep in your team.
Yeah, even I agree. I've been keeping tabs on Udogi's game. He's been decent. He's been sound as well. And he's only going to he's only going to go ahead and have a good impact as the season progresses because Postecoglou somehow seems to have a lot of faith and confidence in him.
Mm.
With that being said, Munawar bhai, I think we've covered a lot of things that this game week is supposed to be. One last question: who's going to be your captain and why is it Haaland?
No, I'm a little bit confused with Jackson. I might take a risk because last season also I was used to take the risk. So this season
But it
I'm
did not
like
work. It
no,
did
it
not work.
sometime it used to work. For me, it's like if like I will tell you a Haaland, and in the group someone asks me whom to captain, I will say Jackson, and they will keep the Jackson as a captain. He will score goals, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't do it. So mostly I'm confused between Jackson, Haaland. So mostly everybody is going to keep because it's Sheffield United. So mostly I will say na 60 to 70% gonna make the Haaland as a captain. But I'm thinking,
Because of the fixture, it is very
yeah,
difficult to go against Haaland also because
hmm,
Sheffield is a promoted team. Sheffield United have already faced 40 shots on goal, and
hmm,
also even though Chelsea also play a promoted team in Luton at home, it is very difficult to go against Haaland at this, especially with the amount of ownership that he also has.
Sometimes, like if it's the first game of tonight, the first game is of Chelsea and Luton. So if we see the memes, it say never back the early game, never back the early fixture. So I am
Fair
little
enough.
bit
Fair enough.
confused. I'm
Fair
little
enough.
bit confused. Like I should go with the Jackson, or I should go with Haaland. A
No,
little bit confused.
I'm going to stay with Haaland. For me, Haaland is definitely going to be my captain, and I don't think there's a lot of changes that I have to do. My only question is, we back whatever Munawar says. Is Nikhil Bhai's verdict? So I think you already have a partner who is going to keep Nicholas Jackson as
He,
captain.
last week I had three partners with me. Like Rohit did Salah captain, Nikhil did Salah captain, Sam didn't did, but these two did Salah captain mostly.
Yeah, thankfully they did not do triple captain.
They won't use triple captain until it's a double game fixture.
Yeah,
I know
I
many
think
more. It's a mentality like people wait for double game week, but after seeing the schedule now, it was like mostly you won't get double game. You might get, but Man City will get a
very
double
less
game week.
compared to last
Huh.
season. Compared to
Mm.
last season, the frequency of double game weeks is going to be very less. That is
People
something which
might,
I am,
mm,
yeah, that is something which even I have understood so far. So yeah,
because
might as well
after
pick your
seeing
game weeks
after
very
seeing like
carefully.
after seeing the Manchester game, City game is to yet to be decided with Brentford. So mostly people will keep TC for that game only, and it
City's
might
game
go.
week 17 is a blank, not game
Yeah,
week 2. City's game
no,
week
I'm not telling
17.
game week two. It's like they will keep the TC for that game only whenever it's going to go for double game week.
Yeah.
If there
So
is like if if I don't know when the FA will do it. If the game week is like the game there is against like any other promoted team, then mostly the people will use TC for that game only. It will be a good option because it will be Brentford or some any other team. So people will keep the TC for that game.
yeah, I understand. Fair enough, But with that being said, I think we've covered everything. We've covered all the key players. We've covered all the key injuries, key sides, the captaincy issue, or everything basically. So thank you so much, Munal Bhai, for joining in. It was a pleasure talking to you on the stream. Hopefully, we see you soon. More videos. You were injured in the first two game weeks or tactically dropped, but hopefully we see you more in FPL
Yeah.
videos so that get to know more about how you are approaching your FPL journey this year around, and we'd love to have you more on stream. So do join us. Thank you to all of them who are in the chat as well. Make sure you go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel because we will be doing FPL content regularly. Also share this video to as many FPL managers. We had Sagar with us, who was a first time FPL manager. So we'd like to have more FPL managers in our journey to FPL content. So go ahead and do follow us, do subscribe to our channel. Also follow us on our social media space on Instagram, also on Instagram and Twitter. And do join our WhatsApp groups as well, where me, Munawar Bhai, and AB Bhai also will be providing a lot of FPL advice throughout the course of the week. So with that being said, this is Delvin along with Munawar Bhai, wishing all of you good evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll be back soon next week with another FPL episode. Till then, it's GGMU from us. Take care. See you soon.